Hello, good morning, good afternoon to everybody, depending where you are joining us in the world. Today, we've got a very exciting LinkedIn Live event. I've got 𝗃𝗿𝗄𝗏𝗏 joining us, so that's going to be great. She's one of our gold students at the moment, so we're looking forward to that. Why don't you say a few words, Dora?
Good day, everyone. Thank you, Mark, for this opportunity. To talk about my journey on this program. Thank you so much.
Now, sometimes probably you feel, well, it could be that you feel that you're underpaid. So perhaps you joined when you didn't have as many skills and you didn't have as much experience. Maybe you got some certificates, maybe you got some skills, and now you've been at the company for 2 or 3 years and you're feeling, oh man, I'm not getting paid what I'm worth. I'm sure I'm worth much more than what I'm getting paid, or overlooked. So when there's a chance of promotion and the company's so big, they just overlook you and then you don't get promoted. Maybe you're struggling to land interviews. That could be quite a few reasons why you're struggling to secure interviews. Maybe you don't have a great CV or resume. Maybe you don't have a great LinkedIn profile. Maybe you don't know how to sell yourself according to your unique selling points. Perhaps you don't know where to find suitable jobs. Perhaps you don't know how to apply. There's easy apply, one-click apply. Too many people using that, right? Perhaps you don't know how to, prepare yourself to the best of your abilities for interview and to get that offer. Who knows where you're getting stuck, okay? But it is a case of positioning yourself. So we look at 6. We've got 6 now. 6 focus points, that we mentor in, so that you can position yourself correctly in the market. Lacking of confidence either in the job to be able to do your job successfully, lacking in confidence to be able to secure interviews or do well in interviews. And the big one, a lot of people decide, well, I'm going to go look for another job. And then they look for another job and then actually they don't, get another job for a few months. And then they become desperate. And now, they get one offer from 20 interviews, 300, 400 job applications, and they lack confidence in their ability to negotiate successfully the terms and conditions in that contract. So now they're going to get really stuck because now perhaps you're going to take a lesser salary or an even worse role than before just because you've already made up your mind you're going to leave your current role. Okay. Some people are just stuck in a comfort zone. I think Dora was a bit like that when I met her. She's been in the banking, in the retail banking for the same bank for a while already. And, there's no harm in that. This course is not, my mentoring is not about, securing a job at another company. It is about redefining yourself so that you can get a promotion in your current company. And if that doesn't work, then, go and find another job. And then you get an offer and then you can go back to your company and you can say, look, I really want to stay here, but I want to get promoted. I want to be paid what I think I'm worth. Either you match my offer or I go. So that's a, more substantial claim to wanting, a higher salary. Okay. Why do you feel stuck? So give it some thought and think about it and think why you also feel stuck. All right. Now, what if you could, there's going to be certain career gaps. Okay? So if you can uncover these hidden gaps, okay, then you can fill these gaps and then you can move on with your career. Okay. Also, you need a vision. So these are what we call goals. So together we set long-term, which we say 3 years. You can set 3-year goals as your long-term goals, and with the right mentor and the right blueprint and roadmap, you should be able to, secure your long-term goals within 3 years. And then we look at your 1-year goal. Where do you need to be in 1 year from now to know you're on track to achieving your long-term goals? And then we look at your short-term goals. Short-term goals is that day that you got promoted and start in your new role, or the start date of your new role. Be that 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. That is your short-term goal. And then we try and align, where you are in the short term. When you achieve your short-term goal, we know you're on track to achieving your medium-term goal. And when you achieve your medium-term goal, you're on track to achieving your long-term goal. So a lot to do about presenting yourself. Where do you present yourself? Well, you present yourself in your LinkedIn profile. You've got a profile that you can complete. And I always say there's 2 ways to do things. The perfect way and the less than perfect way. But people, they couldn't be bothered. They create a LinkedIn profile just because they need the URL so they can put it on their CV, or they created a few years ago and they just basically fill it in. And then every job or every second job, they just add quickly, randomly, a few things that they did. They don't take any pride in presenting themselves to the best of their abilities. And that is the best place to present yourself, is on LinkedIn. You know, that's where you find like-minded people to network with to secure your next role. But you also present yourself in your CV or your resume, okay? And also on calls like these, when you facilitate meetings, when you join meetings that other people facilitate, and we replicate that in the interview rehearsal where you prepare for interviews, you know, so that you present yourself to the best of your abilities. Yeah. And then it all becomes part of the mindset. Some people, you know, they don't think that they're worth a lot of money. They think, okay, I can get by on this low salary. But the whole thing is, once you've determined your short-term goals, now you need a roadmap or a blueprint and exact steps to follow, so that you can do step 1, tick the box, step 2, tick the box, and we've got a roadmap for that. And I'm an accountability partner for all my masterminds. I make sure that when they invest in one of our mentoring programs, that they do finish the mentoring program. Okay, time for everybody to put down the number of years experience you've got as a business analyst. So this is what I'm going to do. You know, 𝗂𝗶𝗏𝗏 said, good afternoon. So good afternoon, 𝗂𝗶𝗏𝗏. So put your years, yeah, how many years you've been working, and I'll just share it on the screen. Let's get some idea of, you know, who's on this call, you know, how long have you been a BA and things like that. And while you're doing that, I'm going to get stuck in and I'm going to introduce Dora, and I'm going to let Dora speak a little bit. And if you want to know more, you know, I was thinking just put a lot of information about you, but some of the information is personal because, you know, Dora is one of my masterminds and it's highly confidential, this mentoring. You know, I don't, you know, these calls that we have, the sessions, the program, it's very confidential. So I don't want to say something and then I upset Dora. I was deciding, do I say how old she is? And I'm like, no, you don't. Let a woman know. You don't tell everybody. So go to a profile. You can figure it out if you want to know how old she is. But go and have a look, you know, at her degrees, at a diploma, at her certificates, at her experience, where she is in her life and her career, and things like that. That's all available there. All right, we've got some answers coming here. So we have a 2 years. I've been working for 5. Okay, wonderful. 15 years. Look at that. All right. Okay. Over 15 years in the IT industry. Well, I've got 42. I've got 42 years in the IT industry. Let's have a look here. I'm supposed to be sharing my screen with me, so with you all. So this is what we're going to discuss now. We're going to discuss Dora. We're going to let her talk a little bit. So let's start by asking Dora, you know, where she met me first. Over to you, Dora.
Okay, Mark, thank you. Just to confirm, am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you loudly. I'm putting my volume down, actually.
Oh, okay, okay. Sure. So I met Mark the first time at the IIBA conference in November. And, you know, with the conference, it runs for a couple of days. I went there with intention. And one of the things that I did, I circled the topics that in where I am in my life, I would like to know, you know, I would like to hear what the speakers are saying. And one of the workshops that I attended, it was Mark. I only knew the name when I got into the workshop because there was this gentleman, very nicely dressed, professional, and was already waiting for people to come in. And when he spoke, I mean, I think I said a lot of yo's in my heart, like in my head, like yo, and I was clapping and I was like, and then I looked at your LinkedIn and I'm like, oh, okay, good. And then when everyone went to you to speak to you, I think I was a bit shy or not confident or comfortable enough to come speak to you. But then there was a table outside where I went there, and then I met Petro. Like a lot of people were also going there. I was also one of the people, took a business card, and, you know, wanted to know more. But I didn't connect immediately with Mark. But I was so curious to talk to him, but I was kind of like scared or maybe shy. And then later on, we met at a networking session, and he was going around. But I was looking for him, but he had changed into like something else. But I was looking for that guy in a suit. And eventually I saw him because of the t-shirt that he was wearing. I was like, okay, that one must be one of the t-shirts from Petro's desk. And then we spoke. He spoke to a lot of people. We spoke, ended up speaking to him and asking questions. And, he answered my questions in a way that, with the intention that I came into the conference with, like a lot of things like I was like, wow, this is my moment. This is my moment. Because I think I've always known what I need to do, but not knowing how. Like, I knew that I'm kind of like stuck, but I was not even aware how stuck I was. And I think when we spoke with Mark, and then I asked him, can I connect with you? So he asked me some questions, like he said, some of them he asked me about my age, and I was not shy to tell him my age. And I connected with him on LinkedIn. And I must say, I can say the rest is history, because if someone would have told me 3 months ago, I would be a guest speaker, sharing my journey on LinkedIn Live, I would have laughed at them. I would have been like, what are you saying? So yeah, that's how I've met Mark. And yeah, so like I say, the rest is history from that conversation at that conference. Thank you, Adam.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Look at you go. Where are your inhibitions, Dora? You've just thrown them out. Okay, so yes, I was wearing a tie-dye t-shirt with BAM written over it. In one of our mentoring programs, the Gold Mentoring Program that Dora is on, we've got 4 pillars, and after each pillar you get a reward. And one of the rewards is this BAM t-shirt hoodie with a tie-dye and things like that. So yes, so that's where we met. Okay, great. Interesting story right there. All right, let's get on with the next 2 or 3 slides, and then we'll take it from there. So who is this mentoring for? Because you might thinking, am I in the right place? Is this for me? So firstly, we prefer to have students who have got a university degree or a diploma, a 2 or 3 or 4-year diploma, at least 1 year working experience as a business analyst in either the UK, USA, Canada, South Africa, or Australia, and you must be ready to invest in yourself and take the next step in your career and want to earn a lot of money, because that's the whole idea. All right. Let's see what's on the next slide then. So what's included in gold? So we're basically talking about gold. We've got a few products. It's copper, bronze, silver, gold, and impact. We're developing platinum, but let's talk about what's in gold. This is the program that Dora is on. So there are 4 pillars. It's a 4-month course. So it's a pillar a month. Each pillar has got 2 stages. So pillar 1 has got stage 1 and 2. Pillar 2 has got stage 3 and 4, etc., etc., etc. So that's kind of like how the pillars are broken up. And then basically there are 62 lessons and assignments in our online portal. And then there are 8 1-hour mentoring sessions. Okay, so that's how the course is formulated. We also offer the accelerator version, which means you do the whole thing in half the time. So instead of 4 months, you can do the course in 2 months. We just double up on everything. So the 4 months course is 5 to 6 hours per week and a call a fortnight. And then accelerator is 10 to 12 hours lessons and assignments a week and a call every week. We also offer the turbo, where you do the entire course in 1 month. 2 calls a week for 1 hour with me, and then 20 to 25 hours of lessons and assignments. That's for the people that are between jobs, that have got the bandwidth, that are working from home, that are now between jobs, and they've got a lot of time to invest in themselves and to secure their next role. Okay. So we offer this in 2 formats. The one format is one-on-one, highly personalized. And then we have the group mentoring between 2 and 5 people in the group. And Dora is now part of our group 11. All right, see what's included. Here are some of the things that are included. Most importantly, during the program, we want to secure you a high-paying role and a start date. Okay, so that is the goal. Also, to be consistently headhunted for the rest of your career. very important. You don't want to go to the advertised job market, look at JobServe, Indeed, and Read, and then apply for jobs, and 250 people applied for the jobs. That's not what you want. Okay. All right. And let's see what's going on the next slide. So this is now back to Dora. So Dora has completed Pillar 1. Pillar 1 has got 2 stages. Stage 1 is all about the mindset. 8 lessons and assignments about the mindset, culminating in a vision board. So this is your 1-year vision board. The entire program is about your 1-year goals. But if the course was a year long, nobody would take the course. So let me just put us side by side so you can see this last line, break the goal. Okay. Now, this is one of the assignments that Dora did, and I'm going to hand you over to Dora, and you can take us through the slide. Dora?
Okay, thank you, Mark. I think one of the things that when I was at stage 1, the program, was built in a way that I have to have that one thing. What actually, what do I really want? And for me, I needed to, define and build my niche by, February 2026, and that would enable me to be, headhunted or maybe better myself at my current, job. And, it also helped me to focus and create my own roadmap in terms of, what I need to do, especially with the studying, even though there's a lot of support from the PM Mastermind team, especially Mark, but, there's a lot of accountability that goes both ways. But as well, it helps to, to be consistent and, just want to make sure that you are in the right path in terms of what, your goal is. And I also wanted to do in terms of increasing my niche to do data analytics and, maybe either visualization, and also I wanted to end my 𝗂𝗵𝗿𝗶. I actually do want to do that. I still want to do that. And I would also, as soon as I am cleared in terms of what my niche is, I would start, just implementing it in my current job and also in future, jobs that I would be applying for. And also, to just be able to look at the goal that I have for myself and then just, categorize and break it into monthly milestone. And, and there's also that tracking from Mark in terms of our progress, reachable every time you stuck. And yeah, so I think even though we are 4 weeks into this, the program, I've seen a lot of, changes in terms of what exactly my niche is. And I'm definitely getting there. It's a steady, but, doable, exercise that I'm actually actively doing, even within the program and outside of the program. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was on mute this time. Nobody could hear me. So let's just go through this. So basically, I help business analysts elevate their careers quickly and then to earn more money. Now, some people, to do that, as I mentioned, we got those 6 focus points. I'm not going to go to all of them, but one of them, so firstly, you want to become a senior business analyst or a lead business analyst. Climb the corporate ladder, go from an intern to a junior to a BA to a senior BA, lead BA, and then a principal BA, if you like. Some people from there, you can transition into product management, project management, product ownership, solution architect, software developer, whatever you want to go, but it's a nice springboard to elevate your career. But a lot of people invest a lot of time and money and effort in their career to become a senior business analyst. For instance, Dora, so she's got her degree, she's got a diploma, she's got certificates, she now wants her CBAP as well, and then she becomes what we call a generalist senior business analyst in a specific industry or domain. So for Dora, that is now retail banking. Okay, so now when you've done that and you're confident, you're not going to get headhunted because you're a generalist. So the only way to specialize now is to choose your niche or your area of speciality. And that's where these mindset assignments, these 8 mindset I go deep into your subconscious and extract the information through my elicitation techniques, and we document them so we can discuss them and personalize your roadmap. So for a big part of this is to do your niche so that you can get headhunted for your niche, because then instead of being 1 in 500, you're now 1 in 3 that's available at short notice to go and join this new role with these skills. Okay, so Dora's at that stage where this year now in Q1, Q2, she has to determine her niche and then be good at a niche. What do you need? You need theoretical knowledge and practical experience. That's what you need as a business analyst, and that's what you need when you do your niche. So now what you need, she's decided on data analytics and visualization. So maybe that's some kind of Power BI data presentation, maybe doing SQL extracts and pivot diagrams in Excel and PowerPoint dashboards to management and things like that. So that's a big speciality for a business analyst. Data is something that we need to analyze, even though you have data analysts and senior data analysts and data scientists. Sometimes in a project environment, they don't have the data analysts, and then we, as senior business analysts, need to do the data analysis. So this is a great niche for somebody to go into. Now, what she wants to do is she wants to go and get certification. So together, even though we're in a group environment, I still do one-on-one mentoring as well and offer sessions, and we're on WhatsApp and email and LinkedIn and things like that. So now together we are going to determine options. So it's data analytics and visualization. We can combine them. Then we need to look for internationally recognized curriculums around the world. And then we need to get an authorized training provider. And then we need to ask for discount. And then she needs to do the course, attend the course, write the exam, pass the exam, get the certificate, put on a LinkedIn profile. Now she's got the theoretical knowledge. Now Dora needs to implement that at work. And luckily she's working on 2 big projects at the moment. So she can implement that at work to convert that theoretical knowledge into practical experience, so that when she sees a job description to say you need this, she can say, yes, I've learned how to do it and I've done it before. And then she can populate actually her LinkedIn profile, the job site portals, her CV. She can populate those keywords into her role so that she can be headhunted for that speciality and that niche. All right. Does that sound about right, Dora?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Let's get on to the next slide. So let's see where we are now. So then you did the next mindset. So we're only going to discuss 2 due to the time. We still want a Q&A session afterwards. If you've got any questions, just start typing in the comments, and I'll get to them in a first priority order. Whoever posts the first comment will ask that as a question at the end for Dora. So start typing your questions as you get them. The second out of the 8 mindset tools I'm going to discuss with Dora is the needle movers. So this is in relation to the niche, and maybe Dora, you can walk us through this one then.
Okay, so I think going into the program, like I said, I was not sure in terms of what is it that I'm stuck in, but once I identified that I need to find my niche, I was able to, approach people and get promoted to work on 2 major projects in ABSA. And then where I'm able to now build on my niche. So that also puts me in a position, to get closer to my niche as on major data and compliance project, and also moving away from being a generalist. So I think from that mindset, I am able to confidently, apply my skills in the data projects and be able to I think I'm able to say right now that I will be able to be comfortable to say, I have identified my niche. And also, like you said, I think the next thing that I would probably need to do is to find those courses that goes with what I need to be building onto my niche, just to be able to be marketable, as headhunted and move away from being like a generalist as a BA.
That's excellent. That's fantastic. And what you've done now is you've clearly defined your roadmap to do this, to become an expert in your niche. Actually, not an expert yet, but to get started, to become an expert. Because there's a thing called 10,000 hours. If you do something in 10,000 hours in your life, you'll be an expert. So if you play tennis for 10,000 hours, or piano when you're 10,000 hours, I'm not saying that Dora has to do 10,000 hours, but that's how it works. The more you do something, the more experienced, the better you become at it. The more you learn about it, the more marketable you are. So what you can see is Dora's got the entire roadmap laid out here. So she wants to build her niche by the end of June. So she's got a specific date, and she wants to define it clearly by the end of next month, because we're in January now. Then she's going to do the roadmap, consistently take weekly actions, and complete the 2 courses, right? And then earn the certification. And then to apply in a major project. So she can do that right where she's working now, in the bank, okay? And then she can, so she doesn't have to go and look for a job and then get a job in that with no skills and then build up the skills in her. She can do it right where she is now. And then, we need to track the progress, and I'm going to hold her accountable so that by the end of June, she's reached her target. So even though the course is only 4 months long, or you can do it in 2 months, you get free support for life. So, when Dora's done this and she's finished the course and she's either been promoted or secured a role at another company and stuck in a niche, you can still come back to me, for more advice moving forward. Okay, let's get on with the slideshow. So again, Dora's going to chat a little bit what I mentioned is that I offer one-on-one mentoring. I also offer group mentoring between 2 and 5 people in the group. So it's a bit challenging to find, a time and a day, a recurring meeting for 8 times, but I'm highly flexible. And when you're a gold BA mastermind, you're a VIP, so I move my calendar around. But some people think, it's advantageous to do one-on-one because it's highly personalized. And other people think it's advantageous to do the group because then you've got 4 others. I mean, Dora is with 4 other ladies. She's with 𝗃𝗄𝗄𝗃𝗄𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 of the ladies, and Matabele. So we all 5 of the ladies, and I didn't choose 5 ladies. It just so happened that the gents bailed out at the last moment. And but it's myself, and we're in a group, and it's fantastic. We all learn from each other. It's a bit of a challenge. Who can get the best LinkedIn profile? Because we've got a leaderboard from LinkedIn profile. So I know that because I know Dora's LinkedIn profile is really, really good. She's just updated it. That's actually pillar 2 she's working on. But it's a nice environment. It's also a little bit less expensive or cheaper or whatever you want to say. Okay, it's not as breaking your back pocket to do the group as it is to do the one-on-one. So there are certain advantages and disadvantages. But let's speak to Dora about the other 4 ladies in the group, what she's learned, what she thinks it's like being in a group environment.
I think I'm enjoying it, Mark, being in that group because there's a lot of accountability from us. It's like a sisterhood. In terms of the mentoring, like you know exactly what you expect. You know what to do. It's very practical. There's a lot of support. And as most of us are BAs, we've come to share things with each other. Some of the ladies have completed 𝗂𝗵. I've connected with them there, getting some information in terms of how I can do mine. And, one of the ladies is going for that. So it's kind of like, like a very good sisterhood, and there's a good support from that angle. And, like everything is practical. I always, look forward to the classes because it's so interactive and interesting, and with the community that I've just had with the 4 ladies, it's quite awesome. It's quite awesome. So we do connect even after the mentoring sessions, and we learn from each other from a personal perspective and also from a career growth perspective. We're learning from each other. It's also in that perspective.
Brilliant. Thank you for that. Yes, and we're all on WhatsApp. We're in a WhatsApp group. So we're all one-on-one WhatsApp, but we're also in the group. So it's very interactive. Okay, good. Fantastic. Thanks for that. And now moving on to the next one. So basically talk about a bit about the structure. And so maybe you can refer to the online portal and things like that with the stages that I release. And then something about the accountability and your 4-hour turnaround to ask any questions. Maybe you can chat about that for a little bit.
So the structure is very interactive. It's very practical. It's very challenging, but I love a challenge. I love the challenge that it's actually giving me, and it's also, you know, one of those things that I've always wondered if I'm capable, but it's showing more of what I'm capable of. It's bringing out some of my personal, things that I've never known, but I know that I lacked a lot of confidence. And I must say that even though we're still 4 weeks into this, I've got that courage to, you know, to be comfortable and confident in everything that I do because of the practical work that we do and the accountability that comes with it, to say, you know, if I say I will do something, I need to be able to do that. And that's for me. Mark is just there to support me. I know what I need to be doing. He's there to just make sure that whatever that I have kept somewhere, I need to, like, you know, he brings that out. And the you know, in terms of the tool itself, it's quite very user friendly, straightforward. It's you know, I think in some of the exercises that I've done with Mark, I found that I thought that I was a perfectionist, but I think Mark is, you know, one of those people that challenges me in terms of the small things that I would literally not look into, and those things are quite good as a business analyst. So he made me realize that there are certain things that you cannot overlook. You know, it's quite. It's not intense, but it's quite interesting. It's like I say, I look forward to the sessions with Mark. I look forward to submitting my assignment, the work that I do. I just beam at looking forward to his response because he always finds something correct. So, but it's really practical, and I think I can also maybe probably, like, I don't know if I should speak for the other ladies, but I think we really look forward to engaging on you know, on a weekly basis with Mark on the session.
Brilliant. Okay, wonderful. Thank you. So basically, we just turn this other view again. We decided we didn't really like that view. Yes, it's great. So firstly, I don't teach business analysis. So I teach recruitment. I show you how to secure a higher paying job and have confidence in yourself. And a lot like Dora was saying, like when she first joined, she was lacking in confidence and things like that. And look already, she's only finished pillar 1 out of the 4 pillars, and look at her talking confidently. Her face is all lit up. You know, when I start, we start with a free breakthrough session for 15 minutes, or you do a career strategy session. That's what Dora did for 30 minutes. Or you do a career assessment session with me on Zoom. They're all free. And then we get a feel for each other. It's not a sales call. I try and help you and give you as much value as I can. I've had over 3,000 of these Zoom calls since I've started. So, you know, I've got, I don't know what version of the script I'm on. Okay. But basically, I record them and they're highly confidential. And then I send them to you afterwards because it's quite intense. I speak about a lot of things, and some people want to rewind and make some notes and take action steps. But then I see, you know, the lighting, you know, the clothes, the look, you know, and the microphone, and then the video breaks up, and then the audio. We get all these teething issues, hardware issues, software issues, Zoom issues, internet issues, you know, all these issues. We resolve them all during the mentoring session, so that when you reach the final hurdle, which is that interview, that all-important interview, everything is slick. Everything is perfect. It's either perfect or less than perfect. So we try and strive for perfection. What Dora is referring to when I'm a little nitpicking, it's, you know, there's 2 ways to do things in life, the perfect and less than perfect way. There's 2 ways when you're at work to submit a deliverable. Deliverable could be an as is or a to be or a use case, epic cost versus benefit analysis, you know, functional, non-functional requirements, gathering lessons learned, whatever you produce. You know, epics, fishbone diagrams, anything like that. There's 2 ways to do it, perfect and less than perfect. And we must strive for perfection. Why? So that you get a promotion, so that you don't, you know, get retrenched. Because if they're going to retrench 20 people, they don't want to retrench the people that are really, really good. You want to get your contract extended over and over if you're a contractor. And the way to do it is to take pride in your deliverables. So in these 62 lessons and assignments we do in Word, Outlook, Excel, and PowerPoint, you know, I push for perfection. I say, are you open to constructive criticism? No, you're not on my course. Yes, everyone says yes. And then when I give it, it's quite an eye-opener. So yes, I think that's what Dora is referring to. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I think we've got one more slide to cover. Yeah, let's just have a quick look at this slide then. So basically the clarity and the confidence you've already gained. Why don't you walk us through that a little bit, Dora?
I think, Mark, firstly, it's the confidence. Like I said in the beginning, I like if someone said 3 months ago, even like, I would have laughed at them. I have gained confidence in my work, in myself. I think one of the things that I've realized is that I've always thought that I'm old enough to get a mentor, but I didn't know that I actually needed a career mentor. And that has already in the 4 weeks taken me to a level that I think I'm capable of anything. I can do anything. And with some of the exercises that we've done, I've never read The Secret the way I did this time. And it had actually kicked in a lot of things in me in terms of what do I really want, and the belief that, thought becomes things, and also the belief that, I can do anything that I want to. I just needed, in my case, I think I just needed this career, coaching or mentoring for me to realize my potential. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell to say, I think I've probably looked for this my entire life. And I'm even like, I think I was talking to myself the other day. I talked a lot to myself, and I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe that I've never known about this. I think I've heard about it, but I've never known about, career mentoring. And it's just, yeah, for me, it's something else. It's every day that I get to put in my hours of study. I discover more of myself and more of what I can do. And I can see myself that, the sky's the limit for me. Once I'm out of this program, I have no idea what, I'm just going to be saying that, yeah, the best is yet to come. After this program, I think I'll be the different Dora that before I started this program, because it has opened my eyes in everything, not only in my career, but also in how I can apply myself, where I am and how I can elevate myself. And with your support, it's amazing how some of the things you like, I know that, but why haven't I done it? But it's like, I think that, career mentoring is the best thing that I've ever invested in. So yeah, that's me.
Wonderful. I'm getting comments. People are saying you're inspiring, encouraging, and things like that. 𝗂𝗿𝗄𝗏 has joined us as well. Good afternoon. She says she's one of the other ladies. I think the other ladies are really hard at work, and they're going to watch the replay rather. So let's get on with it. We've got a few minutes left, and then we'll take questions. If anybody's got a question for Dora, please type it in. At the end of each pillar, okay, I want to know, what are you enjoying most and where can we improve? I also like constructive criticism. Okay, I'm not here anymore where I'm going out and I'm, applying for jobs and, having interviews and things like that. I'm creating curriculum, 62 lessons and assignments. We're on version 7 of the Gold Curriculum, which we launched in August 2021. So we've gone through different versions and iterations based on people's feedback. What do they like? More of that. What don't they like? Less of that. Okay, so at the end of every pillar, besides getting a reward, they also need to fill in a progress reflection. And I just want to say one more thing. Dora is saying the course is very inciting and very enlightening, and she's documenting things, and she's feeling good and positive, and the mindset and the confidence. She doesn't know what's coming yet. This course is extremely tough. Okay. One of our students, Judith, compared one of the lessons and assignments to having 2 teeth extracted without an anesthetic. So Dora, you got a surprise. Stage 3 is tough, tough, tough. But that is why I want people with degrees and diplomas that are well educated, and conditioned already to be able to soak up new information. And, if you've got a degree and you've passed your exams and you've attended all these classes, this course is a breeze. If you've just finished school, this course is a bit tough. Okay, so there is an entrance requirement. Okay, let's move on to the final slide before we take the questions and answers. So at the end of Pillar 1, Dora completed the progress reflection, and she said she's enjoying investing in herself and discovering aspects of herself that she hadn't explored before. Okay. Now, there was an assignment called The One Big Thing and made her rethink what she truly wants. So like Dora said, she knows these things. It's inside her. It is my job as a mentor to extract these bits of information and knowledge in an understandable way and document them and turn them into a roadmap with action steps. Okay, so that's a really good one. Yeah, let me just put us on the side so everybody can read the last line. I have the power to make it happen, right? So take control of your life and your career. Don't be stuck in your comfort zone. Don't just move along with the times. If you think that you're standing still in your career and everybody else, you know, is moving forwards, then actually in relation to everybody, you're actually moving backwards in your career. And nobody wants that. You want to progress in your career. Okay, so very important thing that. Let's see what the next slide says. Okay, what can you do now as the viewer of this, you know, if you also want a piece of what Dora is getting? Okay, so firstly, we have what's called the Gold Sneak Peek. So now you can learn all about gold in a 41-minute video. You can go and watch 29 10-minute video testimonials of past students. We've also got a collection of these testimonials, 90-second extracts from 26 of our past masterminds stitched together in a 30-minute video. You just watch them all. If one of those students of ours resonate with you, oh, that's a lot like me, go and watch their entire one. And then you can actually get started with a course without appointing me as your mentor, without investing. You can go and start Pillar 1, Stage 1, 4 of those mindset assignments that Dora is talking about. Okay, they are the 7 levels deep, who I am and what I do. I know I'm successful when, and the 10 rules for success. You're welcome to go and register for the sneak peek. My valued assistant Petra just now. Okay, Petra, now she can just paste it into the comment section and you can go click. When you do register, you get a free ebook. This is a book that I've written. I think I'm on article 45 or something every month. I publish an article on LinkedIn under the articles section. They're all viewable there, but we also put them in an ebook. And then, you know, you get this ebook, a link to the ebook. You don't need to give us your name and center. Click on the link, and then, you know, you download the ebook. Really nice. You can share it with whoever you want. Yeah. And then as well, schedule your own free career strategy session. So let's talk about what happens in this career strategy session. Yeah, just for the last 2 minutes. What I do in this 30 minutes is to, okay, there's the access code for Sneak Peek. Just click on the link, open it in a window, bookmark it and keep it over there. And then, you know, go through that and then book a call with me. So during the career strategy session, we do an as is, a current state. Where are you right now? And then we do a to be, a future state. Where do you want to be in a year from now? I do a gap analysis and I give you action steps. I try and match you up to one of our programs. If you're interested in gold, then we set up a 1-hour gold discovery session on Zoom. That's also free. So then you can go and do that too. And then you can decide. You're under no obligation to invest, but then you can decide. Do not ask me what the price is. We don't publish the price. Okay. So to get the price, you need to go onto the career strategy. In the career strategy, at the end, I tell you the price, because then you know what it's all about. You've done the sneak peek, you've had value. We also do a free CV review, or resume as you call it in Canada, North America, and Australia and New Zealand. So we can do a resume review as well, also for free, giving you tips and things like that. Maybe to end up on, we can ask Dora, what did you think of the resume review? You got one, right?
The resume with me? What is... You on mute, Mark?
I do apologize about the mute. So before you decide to invest, not just you, Dora, but everybody, you know, we add a lot of value. So we like to give a lot of value. For me, it's not just about the money. For me, it's making a difference, changing people's lives. It's so rewarding to get a WhatsApp message from one of my gold masterminds. I've got 127 gold masterminds now. Only take 5 at a time. It's all I can do. I'm very, very busy. So So one of the free things that we offer is a detailed resume review with action steps that you can implement to improve them. So do you recall your resume review, Dora, that email with the bullet points? Would you like to add something on that?
The S's and to be, yeah, there's a huge gap between those two. There's a huge gap between my resumes. It's mind-blowing in terms of how little I knew about myself until, you know, you did my S's and to be. It was an exercise that clearly just made me realize that I actually have a lot to give, but I'm not correctly kind of like getting it out there. So in terms of like the changes that have been made, it's things that have been there, but I was not aware of where to put what way in a way. So yeah, it's two different things from when I started up to now. So yeah, I think that's all I can say, because it's just mind-blowing of how much I probably think I knew and what I know now in terms of what I should put out there. So. Correct.
Okay, so you've already received a lot of value, and you've only finished one pillar. You're just starting on the next pillar, and this is fantastic, because, you know, it's like what we're doing is we're laying the solid foundation for you to build the rest of your career on. You know, if you have a weak foundation, it's just going to topple over. The leaning tower of pizza, for example, you know, it's leaning over. You don't want that in your career. You don't want to quickly rush, get another job, escalate, you know, when you still haven't worked out your niche and your sector and your industry and your job title, and, you know, found your strengths and updated your CV and LinkedIn profile in alignment. We need to do all of these things now so that you can you know, build the rest of your career on. Okay, thank you, Dora. We don't have any questions, so that's okay, no problem at all. If you've got any questions, then just type it into the comments. I will go back to the comments every day and have a look. I get notifications. Your question doesn't go unheard. No question is a silly question. If you're watching this on a recording a day or two later, that's also fine. Put your questions in the comment section. We will get back and we'll answer your questions. Otherwise, register for the sneak peek, get the free ebook, you know, set up a career strategy session with me, and let's, you know, let's find out where you are and let's do that gap analysis. All right, Dora, any last words from you? You can say goodbye.
I think I'll just, you know, say like something that actually someone said to me, and, you know, they said, they actually asked me a question to say, if you were to invest in something, what would it be? And it's like, well, I would invest in property. And their response was quite funny, but so important to me, because they said the best thing that you can invest in is yourself. And that really was like, whoa, okay. So yeah, I just want to say, you know, me taking up this, it was basically to say I want to invest in myself, and I'm seeing that you know, you know, the reward already in the investment that I made for myself. And I think this is one thing that I will carry forever. And like Mark says, it's one thing that, you know, for the rest of my entire career, I'll probably be, you know, proud and grateful that I took this investment for myself. So yeah, thank you so much.
Brilliant. Thank you. Those are wise words of wisdom. All right, Dora, thank you very much for joining us. I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday evening in our next session. You have a great day further. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Don't forget to ask questions in the comments. And this is a 4-part series. So this is part 1. We're going to have part 2, part 3, part 4, you know, all of them every month, once a month. It's going to be on the Thursday, the last Thursday of the month. And then we're going to have all 5 the ladies on this call. So we're going to go through everybody. Dora's speaking about pillar 1. The next lady will speak about pillar 2. The next one pillar. And then we're going to have 2 people at the same time. We've also got a special guest appearance in session 3. So this is a complete series. So it's going to take on different formats and things like that. We're going to speak about pillar 2 next time, so you can all follow the journey. And we have a question. I think this is a question. Let's have a look. Joining the session is inspiring for me. It gives me hope. I can get better in my confidence. That's it. All right, wonderful. Have a great day further, and we'll see you all in a month's time. Bye now.